I live in this box today.
The box? What do you mean?
We just did FYC, so I have not moved in like an hour and a half.
Your literal window. I see. Window. Your window. You said box.
Yes.
What do you mean
box? In this rectangle.
Rectangle.
I wish I was in your rectangle so I could pet Rogers.
Hi, buddy. You look sad.
Hi, Bubba. I miss you. He's such a good boy. I was mad at something you posted on Instagram the other day.
What, I called him dummy?
Yeah, you posted a picture of him and you were like, there's nothing going on in there. I actually think that your dog has a very like aware and knowing look on his face 24/7. I think every single time he looks in any which direction, he's thinking about what he's looking at.
Well, he's also a dummy.
No, he's not. He's not. He's a very smart dog. Don't call him a dummy. Look at that. Oh. He's such a good boy.
He's the best.
He's a good boy. How are you doing today?
Busy. It's work. You know.
It should be illegal to email people on Fridays. That is what I think.
I do think it should be illegal to email on Fridays after a certain period.
Should be. All right, I'll take certain period. And that period is like 11 in the morning. You have until 11 to email me.
So I was scrolling through TikTok and I came across a video basically saying, you know, like some person opted to flee the US and to move to Iceland, which I always say is my like runaway country. If I ever need to move anywhere else, I'm going to go to Iceland because it's the happiest place ever. And one of her little slides said that I think they slow their internet speeds over the weekend. Which
that's actually very funny.
That would, I mean, honestly, that would take some serious adjusting for me. But if that's true, it'd probably be for the better. I should probably Google if that's true before I repeat something.
So like slow it down so it's harder to use.
I think
you're not.
It auto-filled.
Okay.
I like it. Oh, well, Iceland Silent Sunday. That's what keeps coming up.
Silent. Oh, so like
I don't know.
Nothing on a Sunday. That I like.
Someone tell me if that's true. I should just text Erlinger and ask him. I don't know.
I was going to say it's
I'm asking a live
someone in Iceland.
I literally just saw that video while I was sitting here waiting for you, so it's fresh in my mind, and I haven't done the research yet.
I am just blue skying very quickly.
This is not a bad idea.
I mean, every other country has it figured out. Well, I shouldn't say every other, but most other countries have a much better.
Yeah. Do you see what's on the screen?
Now I do. Yes.
Oh, okay. We could just do that the entire hour. I wouldn't mind.
But yes, anyway, like I was saying though, every other country has it figured out, but we do. We have the worst work-life balance possible. Every other country actually cares.
There's no work-life balance. I just, when I think about that, I just feel lucky that so many of my friends do the same job that I do, because I think it at least like ensures that I have social time while I'm doing work 24/7.
Live to work.
I mean, that's also my personality. I live to work. I don't work to live, and I'm fine with that. I embrace that. That's what that is what I'm passionate about.
That is what you are passionate about. That is very true. I like my weekends. I'm not.
You do.
You have.
It's good for me that you like your weekends, because then I enjoy weekends, because you encourage me to enjoy weekends.
Friday midday.
We're going to enjoy a weekend tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight. I'm going to a brewery. Tomorrow we got the Spirit Awards after party.
I don't know if I'm like fully allowed to. Now I'm like.
It's literally tomorrow. Why wouldn't you be? Yeah, like.
I don't know if I'm like not allowed to show the details of the ticket or something.
Well, yeah, like don't show any like.
I'm not. It's just the logo. It's just the logo.
You are going to the Spirit Awards. That is
very excited. It literally just came to the door as I was waiting for you. I'm very excited. I like the Spirit Awards. Oh, your computer likes the Spirit Awards. It looked the way it came up. It looked like it was a Rogers thought bubble.
I don't know.
Do it again.
like it's when I do it like this, it doesn't usually do it, but like when I'm playing with this and my thumb goes up like this sometimes, because like I just did that off camera. That's all I was doing. I don't know. The ghost, man. The ghost.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't
Here's
get
what
it
it
either. His expressions in the back are just killing me.
Doofus.
What do you want to start with tonight? Oh, we have a super chat.
You did that.
About Mickey 17?
I've not seen it yet. Nope.
I would like to see it soon. Feels a little like quiet in the promotion, no?
Yeah, I mean, it comes out the 7th, right?
Yeah, but it didn't just have a big debut at Berlin.
Oh, it might have. I did not keep up on that. But yeah, I mean, like I know I saw reactions to it. I can confirm that. I think
and they're positive, right?
I've seen generally positive, but I mean, it's the early screenings. Like a grain of salt. Like that's
Sometimes
again, that's nothing against anyone who's there seeing it and stuff like that, but it is a trend sometimes.
Sometimes it's against them, and sometimes it's reasonably against them.
I mean reasonably, because like we both know people who have seen it already and talked about it, and those people I trust. But then we know the people who I am talking about in that world as well. Yeah,
you just gotta find the reactions you trust.
That's for damn sure.
All right. Do you want to do our non-spoiler of the monkey right up top?
Yeah.
So everybody knows the game plan for today. We're going to do a non-spoiler review of the monkey now, and we're going to save the spoiler review for the end of the episode, just so that we don't have to cut people off who haven't seen it yet and they miss the majority of the show. So right now it is totally safe. There will be no spoilers for the monkey until we make a very, very clear warning at the very end of the hour.
Correct.
Matt, I saw the monkey again the other night. I fucking love the monkey. It is just like so bonkers and wacky and Final Destination-y. I feel like that was a Stephen King adaptation directed like straight to me. And I've read The Monkey. I never really envisioned it having that kind of style or comedic tone or anything, but it works so exceptionally well. And I feel like Oz does it with so much like confidence and such a clear vision and a knowing of how to execute that vision that it just works. It is a plain old blast.
Like what's funny to me is I just read The Monkey the other night too. So like I've read the short story.
You read?
I read.
Wait, what inspired you to actually read the source material?
So I wrote a piece that is not published yet, but it will be published tomorrow for IGN, and it is going back and looking at a movie called The Devil's Gift, which came out in 1984, that absolutely ripped off The Monkey. So like I basically wrote a piece that's like the movie that like the monkey movie that you've never heard of, one of those, but like to compare it and write a good piece about like, okay, this is really pulling from The Monkey in all these areas. Like I read The Monkey, I watched The Devil's Gift, I'd seen The Monkey the movie. But like the funny part to me, and like I agree with you 100%, what Oz Perkins did is take a short story that is really like the middle of two stories in a way. Like it's not, there's a lot to add to it, and the way he added was here and here. Like he added more at the front and the back, and he did that really well. I think he did an amazing job like bringing everything together. But
I only just realized what you're squishing, and it makes me really nervous.
Oh, it's fine.
You say that, and then it's not.
Apparently I'm not as stressed as you. I'm not going to grip it as hard.
It's fair.
But anyway, like after reading The Monkey, I can see the vision of like, we could have gotten another Oz Perkins movie. Let's say it that way. Like, and I mean that to say with Blackcoat's Daughter, Gretel and Hansel, I Am the Pretty Thing. Like Perkins has a slower style of dread and morbidity and like all those things. And I see that version of King's story where it's basically just about Hal trying to get rid of this monkey, and like not that many people die. Like it is what it is. It's more him versus the monkey and protecting his family. And what we got was the Final Destination version. I never could have predicted, especially if I read that short story. And it's my favorite Oz Perkins movie, and I say that as someone who has not liked an Oz Perkins movie until Longlegs, and it is because I fucking love that style. Oz Perkins has not worked for me until Long Legs. That is just a taste thing. That is literally just a like the slow lingering dread. I get it, but like the payoff needs to be a little bigger for me. And also like I'm the Pretty Thing is fucking paint drying for me. Like that style is just not mine. So Long Legs was the first one that took me, but like Oz Perkins pulling out a Midnighter out of nowhere, I was like, holy fuck! Like this was directed again, like you said, for me. Like I was like, holy shit.
I hadn't really thought about the whole ranking thing yet, but now that you say it, it's like if I were to pick an Oz movie to watch, it would probably be The Monkey because it is very much like my style. And I thought they were so good at playing twins.
Twins, yeah.
Theo James and Christian Convery just like absolutely nailed it in every single respect with those performances. And talking about Oz doing a little something different, I like seeing Theo James do a little something different because I don't know. I feel like I've seen him exhibit range in his work in general, but I feel like the general consensus is, you know, like he fits a certain type of role. And I love the fact that like one playing two characters, but also playing two characters in this bonker scenario really lets him like, you know, like flex his muscles. And I mean, like, frankly, give a performance that at least as an outsider made me think that he was having a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. And Oz Perkins pulling that out of his hat because filmmakers get pigeonholed so easily. Like I've had conversations with other film critics on past Collider shows where they tried to tell me that like, we shouldn't let a director direct something outside of what they've done already. Like Jordan Peele never should have directed a Get Out, or like David Gordon Green never should have directed Halloween because they prove they're good at one thing. So keep them there and let them do that. And like, that's the dumbest take I've ever fucking heard in my life. And like, I think this proves exactly that point where if Oz Perkins just kept making movies the way that we know him to, and that's totally fine if you want to do that. You have a style, you have a vision, great, go for it. But like the idea that I now know he has this in his pocket, and like he just completely disregards the idea that filmmakers are only good at one thing. And he did gore, he did hilarity, like he brought all these elements that he's never played with before, and he did them with such emphasis and like clarity. Like there is nothing here to me that like it's energetic, it moves forward, has great momentum, and like he proved himself to be a different kind of filmmaker that again just breathes life into the idea that like you don't have to be good at just one thing. Like you should get a chance to like show what else you have and like be taken serious outside of that.
Just to speak to this comment, I've heard it's more comedic than scary.
Yeah.
I do think it leans more comedy than horror, but I will say, and this is a similar thing that I feel about the Final Destination franchise, I think they are examples of like good time horror movies. Like I've called Final Destination my comfort horror movie.
Yeah.
I will say though, the core meaning of, let's say, Death's design or the monkey and what it stands for is like pretty fucking freaky, that like death is coming for us, perhaps in the most random. Like Tatiana Maslany has one speech in this movie. I guess I won't give away the details of it just yet. And I can't stop thinking about that idea and just how disturbingly true it is.
Yeah, and again, like the dread is there, don't get me wrong, but I'm the same way with the comfort horror, and you know, it'll be the goriest, like Brain Dead, fucking Dead Alive. Like that's comfort horror to me, and that is the grossest, nastiest piece of shit like out there. And I think also there's a lot to say about Oz doing the monkey. And again, like writing, like basically taking a little nugget of a story, because again, it's real. Like the King's story is just about Hal basically and his family. Like Bill is barely in it. Like there's so much that he adds to it, and there's so much he adds to it in the quirkiest like way. Where Theo James like playing Bill, I don't know who I like better, him playing Hal or him playing Bill, because Bill, he gets to be he just beats a fucking weirdo. Like there are all these facets that I just haven't seen Oz Perkins pull off since like he was in Dead and Breakfast, which is a fucking throwback, but like he was in this stupid horror musical where he plays a zombie, or sorry, he plays somebody who gets turned into a zombie, and he's hilarious. Like you see that in him, you see that kind of midnight mentality, and he hasn't really just played with that as a filmmaker. So
yeah, I just get the sense that and like again, this is like me suspecting something based on the finished product and also how they talk about their movie. Just feels like they all really enjoyed making this. You know who's really having the time of his life right now? Rowan Campbell.
God, yeah. I
He
think
loves horror. Like, just loves horror. And it makes me really happy that after Halloween ends, he winds up in this movie.
I'll be excited to talk later about spoilery things.
Okay, yeah.
And like, because I mean, like the non-spoilery thing I will say is this movie isn't just gory. Like I hate early year hyperbole. I hate people who are like, this is the scariest movie of the year and it's fucking January. No. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that The Monkey, by the time December rolls around and I have seen the rest of the horror movies that come out, I am pretty confident The Monkey will be one of the goriest movies of the year.
No, without a doubt.
Like, I know it's February and I know it's like early to say that, but I genuinely 100% think this will be in the conversation at the end of the year for goriest of the year easily.
I would be shocked if it wasn't.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. I try not to do it because it's so early and like there's so much left. But.
I get that. Every once in a while, though, I'll like when I really in my gut feel like it's gonna pan out, I'll embrace it. Like I walked away from Sundance last year saying that It's What's Inside and My Old Ass were gonna wind up being favorites of the year, and both of them did in the end. So I don't know. If I feel that strongly about a statement like that, I'm gonna hold tight to it.
Yeah, no, but favorite, like that's a little different. Like you saying, like it'll be one of my favorites,
but you could take The Monkey and plop it into almost any year and still be able to call it the goriest movie of that particular year.
And
they're good. They're like good kills too. Again, we're not spoiling anything just yet, but similar to the Final Destination franchise, it's just. Like, it's such out of left field stuff. And sometimes, like, you'll think you know where it's going to end, and then something else will happen. I just think I think that this is a movie, again, to me at least, that feels like a horror comedy made by people who just love horror movie magic and swinging for the fences with that type of stuff.
And like I should say, it will be divisive too. I don't want to come out and just say it's going to work for everyone because there is a little bit of like the Slaughterhouse vibe over everything, and I don't want to say that's style over substance, but I can absolutely see some like sections of fans not getting into the fact that it's just kill after kill after kill, and the way that it kind of does get a little ambiguous at times, like with the storytelling.
I might have like a couple of questions, but every time I try to answer those questions or rather feel the need to answer those questions, I'm reminded of what The Monkey is. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
I agree. No, I agree with you. I'm on that team, but I also, again, like do think it will be divisive come the end when when the main public starts seeing it. Like this is definitely my type of horror. But like my podcast co-host Monagle, his favorite Oz Perkins movies are all the other ones. So it's like it's that kind of thing. Like I wonder when I haven't talked to him yet when he sees The Monkey, but like that's what I'm talking about. Like someone I know who is just about the doom and the dread and like the linger and the slow burn that Oz has done so well. I wonder how they will take to this type of Oz Perkins movie.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't mean to be greedy, and I don't usually think things like this with movies, but I really do wish that they had sent us monkeys.
God, that would be so
what
fun.
I would have given to put a monkey next to my Chucky.
That would have been, I mean, that would have been a lot. Like those monkeys aren't small. Like it's a monkey. It's a monkey. He's a monkey.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
He's a monkey. Like, he's a big boy. So that would have been, yeah, I agree.
All right. Do you want to stop there and then we'll come back with spoilers later?
We can go to the end. Yeah.
Amazing. We got another soupy from Wiley. Hey guys, just checking in. How are you? Do you want to take that first?
I mean, fucking.
How are you?
How I'm alive. I don't know how deep you want me to get into this because I could talk for fucking I don't know how long. Our country is what it is. Our world is what it is. I am continuing to thrive myself, but every day, finding new ways or new things I have to not let weigh me down. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I'll second all that. I just try to crawl into my movie and TV bubble as much as I can, as much as maybe I should, as much as I need to, while still being aware of things that are real and sad.
Yep. Gearing up for South by. So like,
Oh, that is a big thing.
that is on the movie side, on the things that won't end up killing us maybe someday. I don't know, flying is what it is right now, so that's also fun. Yeah. Anyway, how am I? I'm fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
How are any of us?
We're happy to be doing Merri Hour.
Yeah.
Here's something exciting that we've been tossing around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pose this question to everybody in the live chat. I feel like a lot of the people here are regulars, have been with the show for years. We're thinking about taking like a little baby step towards bigger things. We were thinking about maybe doing a live Merri Hour in LA. We don't quite know what the best way of doing that is. So we wanted to pose that idea towards the group right now and, kind of put out the call for ideas or things you would want to see if we did a live Merri Hour. Like, would you want it to have special guests? Would you want it to feel just like this live show you're watching? The possibilities, I guess, are endless.
Yeah, because I think for, as we think about it, it's the thing of, it's so easy for us to just talk into a screen and we can see what y'all are saying on the side and just kind of react to it. But like, that's not how live works, let's say. Like that wouldn't be tangible to do if we were just like, let's put it this way. If we were sitting in a bar or something and y'all were just like talking and chatting as we were talking, like it would not have the same effect. So for us, it's trying to figure out, as we just talk out loud, how do we replicate the communal, but doing it like panel style, I think is the way to say that, where like, we have to be up somewhere talking to y'all, but we don't want to exclude you because that would just be a panel then. That's not what we do. Like this works because we go over the chat and we see what Andrew's saying or something like that,
Yeah.
Like that's what keeps us going.
Yeah. Like would you guys want it to be like, what would you say if it were like formatted like a typical convention panel where it was kind of just us for a period of time talking about movie news and doing reviews and whatnot, and then switching gears when we're supposed to having people line up at a microphone and take questions, or is there some sort of like different way of approaching that? Like I keep trying to think back to other Comic-Con panels that I've hosted in particular. And I wish there was a way to not separate those two parts, like to make them all feel like one. But again, given the moderating experience I've had in the past, like it
that's
feels
moderating.
like a break, and people get up and then they go to the microphones, and it's like, how do you do both at the same time without maybe running the risk of someone standing waiting in line to ask a question for an hour,
Right. And like that's also moderating too, like to say like that's more long form interview. I think like when you do that stuff, like it's a conversation just about a specific topic, and like that is not taking away anything, obviously. But like when you moderate a Q&A for a movie or you moderate a panel about a show, like what you're talking about the whole time, where we kind of go on tangents and we kind of do our little things and like respond to things in real time. So I think that's what I'm trying to like clue into. I think, well, like I was talking to Perri about this in the happy hour part of it. Like, yeah, like I think that's the kind of like vibe where like it is like a Merri Hour, happy hour. And it doesn't have to be in a bar, obviously, but like the vibe itself is more casual hangs. You can ask us whatever. Like, would you want to ask us stuff outside of movies? Like, I think that's a part of it too. Like, we're available. So like, what would you want us to talk about?
Let's say, so just like tossing out ideas. This made me think of this. So like part of what we do on the live stream is we sit here and we can see the live chat. Like people don't have to like raise their hand. They just throw their question out into the room. That can't happen during a live version of the show.
Right.
Like this would be more work for us, but like what if there was something like like a panel or like a Merri Hour panel when someone had a question.
A
They raised
drinking
their
game.
panel.
Go
Well,
ahead, drink every time I say like. Go for it. Have fun.
I mean, play that game with me too. Every single time I QC a ladies' night, I'm like, what? I'm like, why the fuck do I say like so much? Just
Well,
stop it.
I will admit I am a little looser on our live stream because it's Friday after work. Not even after work. Like I have to sign on after this. So I am I ain't thinking the same, let's say, versus a podcast where like
Yeah. Now we're gonna be hyper aware of all of our likes.
I know. But like,
is that a bad idea? The panel idea?
No, I don't. I don't know what a good or bad idea is. We've never done this before. I think this is us just saying it out loud to see if anybody in the chat had some. I will admit I have been thinking about this, but it's not. It doesn't replicate the same. Where, like, what's the fun of just watching us play beer pong against celebrities? Like, I don't think that is the entertainment value. If we figured out a way to make it fun, that's one thing.
The other problem is, I mean, I guess like you could do it without alcohol. Like now that I'm saying this, that's
we could do.
But if there are any rules against something like that, depending on the setting,
that you'd have to do. That would probably have to happen in a bar. Like that would. I still want to do some kind of charity event where it's like film critic beer pong, but like that's.
I would love to do that.
That's a different conversation.
I want to do that so badly and make it like a significant amount of people, and you put in real money, you know?
Oh no, yeah, like I mean it, like a charity event. I think that would be
so cool.
I mean, that's kind of like what we do. It's not that far out of the realm of making shit up as we go.
We were saying keeping with the vibe of the live stream.
That would have to be part of it. But the other thing too is like interviews. Like, do you all have any interest if we talk to like celebrities? Like, that's the thing. Are you here for us? I assume you are. That is the thing. It is just me and Perri all the time, and sometimes we bring in people to have fun. But if we're live, when I think of a panel, and as like Perri was saying before, I do think of them more as like interview panels. So I don't think that's what we do. And there, like, you know, there is the thought in the back of the mind, like, do we have someone come on for 15 minutes at the end of it? But I don't know. Is that bucking our template too much? Yeah.
This is so random. Could you imagine us and them?
I would drink with Bill Nye. That would be amazing.
I would love this, but I feel like it's a very out of left field foursome.
I like that. And it'd be hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something we were thinking about and posing.
Yeah.
That is to say, you know.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Just looking back as I brought it up too. Like he knows.
Yeah, he knows,
he knows what's going on.
About.
Yeah. Yeah. Food for thought.
Yeah.
We are happy to hear, you know, from y'all because you're watching. So that is what we want to replicate. You're here, you're doing this, you're making all of this happen. So if we do this live, how do we continue that? We don't want to change that. We want that to be the same. But live versus virtual or digital, I guess I should say, are like two different beasts. So it's trying to figure out how to replicate, but also adapt.
Yep. I'll tell you, if and when this happens, y'all better show up. Show up.
I mean, if it makes sense. You can't just demand people show up from across the country. I mean, you can.
No.
You're banned from the Patreon if you don't come.
Show up if you're local, and if you're not local, share, like, spread the word. Share our posts. That part makes me nervous. It's hard to fill. Admittedly, it's hard. It's hard to fill seats at these things. I've been to many a convention panel and many a Q&A after a screening where it can be shockingly difficult to fill the seats.
No, I know it. I know it. We've done our podcast a few times, and sometimes it's packed full and sometimes it's fucking empty. Like, it just depends on what time. It depends on who's there.
Who would be the ideal interview?
God,
I would think it's it'd be a filmmaker that we're also kind of friends with.
Yeah, I agree with that. That I have ideas. I have people who I would on that level. But yeah, I don't want it just to be someone random. It's got to be someone we have rapport with. It's got to be someone that gels with the vibe to say, you know, not someone who just comes in and just does a rigid interview. Someone that knows already who we are and.
Ooh.
Be interesting.
That would be interesting. I was preparing for an upcoming.
Okay. I'm pocketing that one.
I was preparing for an upcoming Q&A I have to do, and I stumbled upon that actor's like a friend quiz type thing that they did for a particular outlet. And now I'm trying to think about if we'd even be able to answer those questions for each other.
I know what you're talking about. I know. Yeah. Like you have to get a question. You hear
the question. I thought the questions were pretty clever. It wasn't just like what's Matt's favorite color? It was like things that like speak to personal like interests and character, you know?
That's actually really funny. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, like this is good. These are helpful suggestions. Yeah. Like these are things that get us thinking. Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Brett's here. World may be a mess, but one thing's constant. Hockey is Canada's game.
It is.
So effing happy about last night. What happened last night?
It's like a mini national tournament, and America played Canada.
And Canada won?
Yeah, we were talking shit too.
Oh, okay.
America was doing the American thing, talking a bunch of shit, and did not pull through. It is Canada's game. I'm not going to argue that. We got baseball. We're fine. And football.
I miss football.
It's been like 2 weeks.
We were talking about work-life balance earlier. That's part of the reason I really love fantasy football. It's something I get invested in, and it gives me something to do every week where I feel obligated to do a thing that's not a work thing.
You shouldn't feel obligated to do a fun thing. It should just be
thing. I mean, because I'm passionate about it. It gives me a nudge. It gives me something that I'm excited to do that isn't in this box.
I get it. No, it is very nice to turn on football and just have it going on, but we need to get you doing things that aren't programmed.
Fucking ate tacos. What are you talking about?
Fucking ate. Congratulations, you ate tacos.
We just went out.
I know. We do have to go bowling though.
I keep saying I want to go bowling. I keep saying I want to go bowling and Top Golf.
I do need to do. I've never done Top Golf itself. I've obviously done driving.
Literally say the word, and I will go to one or the other in a heartbeat.
Should go to the massive Top Golf in Vegas.
I would like that. The realistic one for us is the El Segundo one, which is very nice.
That was a joke. But we do need to go to the Halloween Horror Nights actual event. In Vegas? They're doing a standing Halloween Horror Nights all year round. There's gonna be 4 mazes. Then it's just a huge bar, and it's all they're basically doing like a bar haunted house venue, I guess to say.
Huh. When does that start or open?
August. Opens in August.
I want to go.
Yeah, I would like to go, and we're very close. I think we should talk to some people and see if we can go for the opening.
Who's in charge of it?
It's Universal.
Oh,
it's literally it's literally Halloween Horror Nights. It's actually Universal.
We can figure that out.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful. I want to go.
I think that'd be a fun little trip.
I am always down for fun little trips. I'm also always down.
Oh yeah, the trailer
for an A24 horror movie from the Philippou brothers.
It looks cool. It looks cool.
Stuff. It's a good teaser. It's a really good teaser.
It's such an A24 teaser of just ominous shots and a little bit of reveal, and then it's just like
creepy.
Yeah, no. It does a good job. I like I was gonna say I like the camera work, but I don't mean like the cinematography. I like the idea of the camera and what they're showing with it. Like it's all in the trailer. That's all we know. But I don't know. Like I feel like there's gonna be something with the camera and like something being trapped inside it. Which is a cool little idea, even just to tease. But there's some stuff going on there, and I believe in it.
I am curious about that, but I also do think they're just like, they have disturbing things in it, obviously, but they're also just very like pretty well constructed visuals that I couldn't take my eyes off of.
Yeah, agreed. No, they're little wackos. I love it. Like they're little insane. Wackos. So like I'm gonna follow them in what they do, and whether is their Talk to Me sequel still happening after this?
I got very confused about all of that.
Because it was Street Fighter, then they dropped out of Street Fighter, then they did this, and now
but then there was talk about a Talk to Me sequel, but then also like they had already shot something.
Right.
I started to lose track.
There was a lot going on. I mean, I was stoked for their Street Fighter. I was like, yeah, please. These guys are maniacs. I need to see them.
Yeah.
Find anything?
Oh, I love how I think I'm looking at something from one of my interviews.
You don't remember off the top of your head? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Is it from I don't want to give myself credit if I didn't actually do this. It's definitely it's a quote on Collider from Sophie. Maybe it's from another Al. I don't see them referencing.
Are you looking
at
no.
They're yeah. I think this is from Ladies Night. Yeah, it's not like an update.
Yeah. No, again, like I was just they were attached to so many things, and obviously that's what happens when you create a hit such as Talk to Me. You're gonna get a lot of attention really quickly. But yeah, I'm bummed about their Street Fighter. I hope that someday comes to fruition somehow. I know left it, but like that'd be cool if they can go back to it.
I will watch anything they make.
I didn't watch the trailer. I mean, we've seen the movie, but I'm wondering how the Opus cuts into a trailer, because I think it could make a really cool trailer. I wish the movie, like, we're on different sides.
I still think it's a really cool movie.
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm still positive with you. I'm part of the low whatever 20% or whatever.
Listen, I get some people don't like the movie maybe as much as I do. That score feels great. It feels way too low for the quality of the film.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, maybe I know they just had their premiere. Maybe it's changed a little.
Oh, you think so?
It's still pretty rough.
Yeah, I would 30%?
39 right now.
39? Yeah.
I love how I look up the reviews, and I'm like one of the only fresh ones, like at a glance. Yeah. Like obviously there's more, but
straight up, no. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I'm hoping. I will admit, I'm hoping South by goes a little better than Sundance. I liked movies at Sundance. Do not get me wrong, but like overall, I was kind of
I liked way more.
Gonna stick.
I liked way more at Sundance than I think I realized I did on the spot. Like there's a couple of movies that like one I can't stop thinking about, and I do think are going to stick with me. Like it's still Ugly Stepsister and Together. Those were like top tier, wonderful things for me. Hal and Harper, I loved. A24 picked up Sorry Baby, which I thought was phenomenal. And the same is true of East of Wall, which just went to Sony Picture Classics. So I don't know. There was some really damn good stuff that I saw. And also The Ballad of Wallace Island comes out soon, and it is a lovely movie. Speaking about, how the world is right now, if you want to watch a movie that puts a smile on your face, that is such an easy recommend for me.
Nice. Yeah, I did not see that one. I ended my Sundance on Omaha. So I ended on
Omaha. Exactly. Omaha is great too, but that is I
wanted to like it more. The performances are good. I had problems with the overall movie though.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Why?
I don't think it's as effective as it thinks it is. Oh. I sobbed at the end uncontrollably, but like that is an emotional response that I acknowledge, but the actual film itself, I don't think it's as strong at conveying what it wanted to message wise than the actual film itself.
I think I might have had the exact opposite reaction, where I think the way they go about telling that story is why it's such a gut punch in the end.
Fair. Totally fair.
Yeah. What's your most anticipated movie at South by Southwest?
Ooh, I've got my whole spreadsheet. I can
Yeah,
actually
I'm
answer
building mine a little more thoroughly at this point. So I've
that.
got titles.
I mean, like, I'm gonna say horror, of course, because that's a majority of what I'm seeing, but I am seeing a ton of other stuff too. It's that trailer for Clown in a Cornfield has me pretty excited.
That I'm 3/4 of the way through the book.
Oh yeah, reading it. Yeah.
It's pretty. Obviously I'm 3/4 of the way through, so
Yeah.
what it all means and what is happening hasn't been revealed to me, and that's going to heavily influence my opinion on the book. But at this point, I'm flying through this audiobook. Like it's one of those things where usually I listen to audiobooks when I'm getting ready in the morning.
Yeah.
And I know when I'm having a hard time turning it off, even though I'm ready to go, that's a good sign. And I'm having that with Clown in a Cornfield.
Yeah. I mean, and the movie adaptation, so like director of Tucker and Dale versus Evil,
Yes.
come out immediately with a red band trailer that shows you're actually going to go in on gore.
Mhm.
So
they can.
Yeah. So,
they can.
Yeah, so I mean, we talked to Adam Caesar, the writer of the book, on our podcast. So like, I know about Clown in a Cornfield. I've just never read it. But yeah, I think Clown in a Cornfield's up there. It's hard not to say. Like, I'm weirdly excited for Another Simple Favor. I just I don't know what to expect from it in a way, and so that's exciting for me. Death of a Unicorn. Someone just said that. Yeah, like Death of a Unicorn. I don't know what to expect from it at the end of the day, and that is super fun for me.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Good Boy.
Oh, Good Boy sounds so cool.
Yeah.
I hope it is as good as its concept.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Good Boy is literally a haunted house movie shot from the perspective of a dog. So it's the idea of when a dog is barking at nothing and you look at your dog and go, "What are you barking at, you dummy?" You see from the dog's perspective and there's actually a ghost there. So the dog is like, "Motherfucker, there's a ghost right there. Why are you not freaking out?" And that's the movie. Like, that's the whole movie. So I'm kind of excited to see what this is.
I'm very excited. I love that idea. I will admit my one concern about it is it does sound like an idea that might be difficult to sustain a full feature with, but we'll see.
It's the skinamarink of it. It's are we just gonna do lingering shots the whole time? And I think there's artistic value to it too. I don't want to just disparage skinamarink like that. Like, I think there is merit to the film, but is it just a movie of vibes, or is there something more to it?
Ooh, I haven't watched the Together trailer. I'm curious to see how they cut that trailer, actually.
Oh yeah, because like there's not. See, I'm just playing with the stress ball. Yeah, there's not. Together's very linear. Like, what it is what it is.
Yeah.
So like, I need to go watch that later. I want to see how they cut that
it's
together.
like I don't want them to spoil any of the big parts of the movie, but I will tell you that bathroom scene would make such a like a theater would erupt if that was the teaser.
You can't though.
You can't ruin it.
Yeah, you gotta hold that. That's gotta get held.
So good. I can't stop thinking about that movie and how much fun I had watching it.
It will be in color. So when I say dog's perspective, I don't think you're seeing it through the dog's eyes. Technically, you're just seeing it from the dog's over the shoulder, let's say, maybe.
Yeah.
So I think it is color.
I'm pretty sure it's color because I'm pretty sure there still is color.
Sorry. Yeah, it's color. It's color. But yeah, no, like, I like South by's lineup every year. It's got a real I feel like Sundance has a vibe of what they show, where South by is like shooting off the cuff, like every which direction. So I am ready. I'm ready for South by. I have so much to do.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I feel you. I feel like South by crossing over with Yellow Jackets, the end of school spirits, and the end of the way home is making my head spin a little right now.
I got that.
I have a lot. I have a lot to watch.
I know. I have 2 Blu-ray essays to write, and then a few more reviews to crush for some Shudder movies and whatnot, and then I can focus on South by. But I've already started getting screeners, so it's like I have the pile of screeners here being like, "Watch me, get a head start," and then all my other work being like, "But you have to do me first," and I'm like, "Fuck you."
I'm really looking forward to Drop.
Yeah, Drop is going to be a fun one too. I agree with that.
Anything they make, I will be hyped for. All right, we got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that it already has a release date, right?
Yeah, and it's soon. Like, isn't it in March?
Yeah, so I think it's one of those movies that's going to play South by and then literally be like out for y'all to see not long after, like maybe 2 weeks.
I'm very
In that vein, I'm
excited.
really surprised Novocaine isn't there. I don't know why, but that to me is just like Monkey Man being there or something like that. It's got the star power. It comes out that next week.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be one of those South by, like almost South by press screenings.
Yeah. I have stuff to say about that I can't say right now. I'll say
That's
it to you after, though.
That's fair.
Yeah, I love Jack Quaid. So when Jack Quaid is in something, that's another one. Sign me up. I will see it.
Agreed.
All right.
Now we can finish with the monkey.
Spoilers. So this is the point in the show where we say goodbye. If you have not seen The Monkey, don't ruin it for yourself by listening to us right now. We highly recommend the movie. Go see it, and then you can come back to this video and watch the rest of this conversation. Okay. So with that, just to re-emphasize, that monologue that Tatiana Maslany gives that basically boils down to like, that's life. We're
all gonna die.
Like, one, we're all gonna die, but like some people are gonna die in horrific ways, and other people are gonna die, you know, like of natural causes, all happy, whatever. Like, it's a pretty messed up thing to think about. Well, she delivers that so well.
Right. And I think it's worth noting that the power in that monologue is not that she's just delivering it. She's delivering it to her children. So like 2 young children are hearing this from their mother that literally, you can die early and you could die miserably too. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. And the kids are just like staring like, yeah, okay, yeah. And it doesn't get better. It's just the mom sitting there going like, no, life sucks. Sometimes some people get beheaded. Some people die in their sleep. There you go.
Jeez.
It's good though. It is. And she does such a great job. You're right. She does a tremendous job with that. She's great in that role. What's this is what I wanted to talk about before. What's your favorite kill? Because there's so many, and it's like there's so many to choose from. And
I've been thinking about it. Part of me leans a little towards Lois's death, Tatiana Maslany's character, just because of like how shocking it is. And I think my reaction to that scene also reflects how successful the movie is at, being like a fun, wild ride, but also still having heart, because like my heart hurt for those kids when that happened.
Oh my God, 100%.
And it completely changes the course that they're on throughout the rest of the movie. And I do feel like, it's one of those things where you see her performance kind of live on through them as the movie continues. I thought she was exceptional. But as far as just like wild, outrageous set pieces go, like it's hard not to go Aunt Ida. It just keeps going.
Aunt Ida's a good one. I agree. Sarah Levy is so fucking... The way that it keeps going is so insane. The fire that she's on fire. There's the post
before she's even on fire. She's got fish hooks in her face.
Right, the fish hooks in the face. Oh my God, yeah. That is a good one. I don't know if I can get away from the pool though. The motel pool.
Boom.
Yeah, bodies don't do that. I think I understand.
You watched the video that Neon made with the mortician? It's pretty fun. They basically sat there the entire time being like, that's not what would happen. But it was all in good fun, and like Oz and Theo obviously knew their situations weren't realistic in the movie.
But yeah, I mean, I wasn't. I'll say it again. I said it before, but I wasn't ready for the amount of gore and the extremities that the film goes to. Yeah. That kill alone is absurd. A woman jumps into a pool that has electricity in it, so she should get shocked and killed. Obviously, electrocuted. That is, she'll die. But the way that whatever body part, it could have been her finger even, whatever body part touches the water first, and she just fucking explodes. Yeah. Body parts everywhere, gore everywhere. I was like, oh boy, happy oh boy, because I just wasn't ready for it. That's so funny. And then Perkins's death is hilarious.
Oh wow,
getting trampled by all of those is it deer, moose? I forget what he gets trampled by.
Whatever the animal is, it's like a herd of something.
But like the idea is his body has been trampled into mush by 60 of whatever herd of animals.
It's so fucked up.
And the bag opens and it looks like 20 cans of chili just spill out. Like,
what did they say it was? It was like mushed up cherry pie or something.
Yeah. It was like something like that. It's so gross. Like, it's so gross, so graphic, but also like that's such a strong visual. How they create that's the lingering effect. It's not just a corpse under there. Like, they have made something that you will remember.
Rowan Campbell's made me nervous because obviously I have issues with bees, and the build of that did get under my skin a little. But in particular, like, you see them all go in and then you see them start to come out, and I feel like the coming out effect really was impressive.
Oh my god, that was, again, horrifying, gross. And then Chekhov's bowling ball. It's still fun. It's still fun at the end.
The fact that it's Lois's bowling ball that was referenced. I thought the opening scene was also great. That conversation, just like pitch perfect vibe, great tone setter, and also just a really effective kill to start it off with. I will say though, that end, not Bill's death, but when he's aggressively turning the key and everything is crashing and burning. That is a very, very well done, effective set piece.
Yeah, there were a lot of good set pieces in there. And to go back to Tatiana's death, like you said, it's not my favorite death, but it's a great moment of how they just display her dying and like a child having to see that and just what that does to you, and of course what it would do to you for years and years after that.
Very good.
Hilarious. I loved it. I knew he was in the movie. I
understood this movie.
Yeah. I knew he was in the movie, but this specific part, being the father in the beginning, he is good. It's such a good Twilight Zone little capture. Like, the whole movie takes that. It definitely takes a Final Destination turn, let's say. Yeah. But that pawn shop scene it's such good Twilight Zone weirdness of just a pilot running into a pawn shop and trying to get rid of his monkey that kills the owner. It, again, great kill. Harpoon through the gut and the intestines.
So, going back to what I had mentioned earlier about questions, the one question that I'm thinking of, but also it's a inert killer monkey, so why am I thinking of it? Sometimes I had a little bit of a tough time figuring out who turned the key.
But does it have to turn? I
thought felt like that was a rule to me. I mean, it felt like that was a rule to me that the key would have to be turned. But I think there are some instances in the movie, in particular the beginning, where like if the drumstick is already up, no one has to turn it because eventually it will have to come down.
Yeah.
I think, and admittedly, I can't remember like point by point so clearly, but the one that I was curious about was the Aunt Ida kill. Because, oh wait, no, never mind. Because Bill's been turning it. He got it, and he's been turning it.
Right. So I think
maybe it was something else. There was like another part where I'm like, who the fuck turned the key?
But like in the short story itself, it does take the time to say sometimes Hal would just be looking at it, or like when Hal had it in the duffel bag in the story and he could hear it start to click and bang.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the thing with a mind of its own.
Now that I'm talking through it, I feel like they are all justified, because I think I can, like, in the past, I think I can connect every kill to a turn, and then in the present day, it's just Bill turning it.
Yeah. So that I do agree with, but at the same time, I think I could have got by on the justification that the monkey is an entity of its own, and when it wants to kill, and it wants to kill to punish people. Like, that's, it's sending a message to its owners, I guess, to say.
So this one, I think, is a result of like the massive amount of turns that build. Although you could say that's not true. Like, would they have stopped before Bill's death? In which case, who turned it for the cheerleaders?
Yeah,
I will say that was like a good energy jolt to end the movie on.
And so I do want to go back to one comment quickly, because this is what I was talking about when it was divisive. Because that I understand. I don't know if I
Oh,
particularly agree with it, because I
yeah.
do think it does have that monologue at the end where we kind of make a choice where we can let death loom
Yeah.
over us and we can be afraid, or we can just move forward with our lives and go on, because death's coming for all of us, but we don't know when. So fuck it, have a good time. But this is what I heard from other people, in the sense of, okay, the movie just kind of ends. Like it feels like a stuck in a moment movie, where everything happens, you just go for the ride. And I was along for the ride. Obviously, like, my review is very positive that I wrote. I like this movie a good deal, but I think there's going to be definitely a group of audience members who just kind of go, it's all gore and it is what it is. Like, and that's fine, because that's their type of horror movie as well.
Yeah. My reaction as far as this question goes was the same exact thing that you just articulated very well. You know, they're trying to stop it. They're running away from death the entire time.
Right.
And then you kind of just got to come to the conclusion that it's all coming for us eventually. And they decide to
Right.
live with it.
Right, exactly. And so I think it's done well in that sense, but it does get caught up in the chop shop of it all. Like, the kills are what you're there for a good deal of it. Performance is great as well, but at the end of the day, I'm remembering the kills over everything. So
Yeah. I mean, this could be true, but
it's just an accident.
it's just an accident. I feel like if we see it on screen in the monkey movie, it needs to be attributed to the monkey.
That would actually be so great, though. It's like, oh no, that was just an accident.
Yeah, that shit just happens. That's funny. All right, I better bounce because I'm moderating some Q&As for the monkey tonight in LA, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited about it.
The monkey.
Oz and Sarah.
Oh, that's good.
The monkey. Could you imagine if I introduced them that way?
Of
the star and the director of the monkey.
No, it's the monkey.
Oh God, I can't. I just can't embrace it as strongly as you do.
The monkey.
Do me a favor, record yourself, and I'll play it.
And play it. That'd be so funny, actually.
Back pocket these ideas for when we're hosting our own panel. One section of the show will just be all things that you said that we can't get out of our heads, like the monkey and weenie holder. And there was another one recently too. What else did you say just recently?
I mean, I said a bunch of stuff over the
Yeah, I think it was when we did that trio episode. There was something very funny.
You have to go back and mine it.
I guess so. I mean, I'll probably be able to scrub through and just find wherever I'm in tears or looking
right
like
where you broke. Yeah, just look for you breaking.
Yeah, that'll be easy for me to find. Before we go, promote stuff.
Sure. You can find me at Donatobomb, DONATOBOMB, and that is Blue Sky, Letterboxd, and Instagram mostly. I also run a podcast called Certified Forgotten, which I've mentioned before. It is me and my co-host Matt Monagle having people on every week. They bring us horror movies with 10 or less critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and we get to talk about movies that you probably never heard of. And every time they're recommending the movie to you, so it's things they want you to see. So it's like, hey, cool, here's a bunch of recommendations, movies you probably haven't heard. Today's episode just went up. It's with Elric Kane, who just directed The Dead Thing. We have another episode slated for next week. Again, pretty, like, I don't want to jinx it, but we have it scheduled as Spider-Man from Power Man 5000. So like we're chugging along there. And then we're almost at our 100th episode with guests. We also do little review episodes here and there. So me and Monagle will just take a week and be like, we want to talk about Companion. We want to talk about Grafted. And then we just do that. But yeah, Certified Forgotten. Go fucking listen.
You guys are cruising now.
Yeah, we hit a momentum. It's good. It's good.
Very impressed. Job well done. Surprise, I will promote Collider Ladies Night. Brand new episode went up today, not over the weekend, today, because the latest episode of Yellow Jackets is available to watch. So I had Sarah Desjardins on the show. She plays Callie, Shauna's daughter, and this season, she was upped to a series regular, and they make the most of that because she is having quite the season thus far. So check that out on the Collider Ladies Night YouTube channel. And then the Yellow Jackets fun won't stop because next week is Tawny Cypress for episode 4. And she's super cool. So happy to finally have her on the show and do a long form interview with her. And then there's going to be so many more.
Shocking.
I'm obsessed with this show. I'm not going to jinx the others because unless they're in the can, I feel like they're going to fall through. I'm just not going to say it, but I'll tease that at the very least, I'm hoping to do 2 more. and they're ones I'm very excited about. I almost went too far. For any Yellow Jackets fan who also watches Collider Ladies Night, I will tell you that the other two that I'm trying to make happen are two people from the show who have never been on Ladies Night before.
That's cool.
We've got a bunch that are 2-timers at this point, so these two people have never been on.
Interesting.
I'm excited. All right. With that, I feel like next weekend's fine. We'll be back next weekend. We will be back next weekend. We will indeed.
We will.
All right. With that, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.